Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of the tutorial. The first part was about how to make the top part of the romper or the dress. It came out to be a nice top, a very cute top. I hope you have it already. If you don't, the link is in the description box. Go ahead and watch the tutorial on how to make this top part, and you come back and we talk about how to make the second part. So if you're new to my channel, I'm Lona, and yeah, this is what we are going to be doing today. So we are going to be using robin yarn, so any medium weight yarn can do, but I'm going to be doubling mine to get something that is medium, and I'll be using a pair of scissors to cut off my extra strands, and a hook that is a 3mm hook. If you watched the other video, then you know all those things I've been using. I didn't change anything, and a tape measure to help me get the right measurements around my body. So guys, let's go ahead and start off our tutorial. So this is where we stopped. So we are going to be working on the downer area of our romper. So we need our waist measurement, the circumference of our hip area, I mean. So go ahead and get your tape measure, put it around your hip area from one hip to the other hip, and get that length. Mine is 38 inches. Yeah, I took it before I started the video. It's 38. So we will also be needing, yes, this is optional in case you already can do the math on your own without a book, it's okay. But let's go ahead. I got my my inches around my, okay, my hip is 38, and we are going to also be taking the measurement around this top, on the base of the top. Go ahead and get your tape measure, put it on the base of this top, and get that measurement. So it's approximately 29 inches. Okay, it's 29 inches. So this stitch is known to stretch, so go ahead and stretch it a bit and see how long it can stretch up to. I found that it can stretch up to 34 inches. Okay, if you stretch it from both sides, it can go up to 35 inches too. So I only need something like 4 more inches to get my what desired. Okay, the length is 29, right? But it can stretch up to 34, in bracket 35, something there. So if my total circumference is 38, it means I only need something like 4 inches to get what? 38. So in case yours was 40 inches, the circumference around your hip area is 40 inches. The circumference around the top is already 34, plus the stretching is 34, right? So how many inches do you need to get 40? You need only 6 more inches to get 40. So it goes the same if you're 20. If you're 20, then you're already going to have something big. You should have made a smaller top, okay? Because if you're 20, then that is a kid, right? So go ahead and do that simple math. It's very simple, don't let it confuse you. The only thing we need to do is chain a chain that is equivalent to 4 more inches. So go ahead and get your hook. So I'm chaining one. Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead and attach your hook, your chain, your, okay, attach this slip knot at the end of your work. I don't know even how to call this right now. But just attach it from one side at the end, and chain something that is equivalent to 4 inches. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Let me check if it's equivalent to 4 inches. So that is something like 3. Okay, so we are going to be needing only approximately 10 more chains to get something that, because these chains can also stretch. So go ahead and get like 10, 11. If you're the same size as me, just chain 10 or 11 to get that inch. So go ahead and do that. I'll meet you when you're done. I only added 12 more because I want my work to be a bit tight. I don't want it to be so loose, okay? And 12 chains is equivalent to 3.2 inches, okay? So any length from 4 can work, okay? As long as it depends on how you want your work to look. You want it a bit tight because this thing can also stretch, okay? That's why you don't have to go ahead and increase by a lot from here. Just do something that is small. You don't need to overdo it. So go ahead and attach it at this part. Just attach it with a slip knot like that. This is some extra strand, so that's why we have the scissor, right? Yeah, that is all. So we are going to be chaining 3 at this point. After chaining 3, go ahead and go around this part with double crochets. We're just going to be double crocheting from here. So just enter this first part. I hope I'm doing it on camera. Enter this first part with double crochets. In this space, enter with 2 double crochets, and here enter with 1. Just see what I'm doing and do that. So go ahead and do it for the first row. When you reach the chain, enter the chains 2. Okay, I'll meet you here. Just go ahead. There is no specific place you should enter around this part. Just try to fix your double crochets in the spaces you get. When you get a big space, put 2 double crochets. When you get a small space, 1. Like this is a small space. So that you get something like this, go ahead and do it until you finish this row. So guys, this is what I meant. We are going to be slip stitching. I hope you're done with the whole thing. We are going to be slip stitching on top of the chain 3. There, this is what we have. Okay, from here you're going to chain 3, turn your work. Okay, this is what we are going to be having again. Then we are going to be doing what we call the back post front post ribbing. So go in front of this double crochet and behind the double crochet. Okay, don't go into the stitch, just go in front and behind the next one, in front of the next and behind the next one. Repeat this for the whole of this row. I'll meet you when you're done. So I'm here again at the end of my work. I'll just go ahead and make a slip stitch. So this is what we have. This is going to be the waistband of our work. It's going to act as the waist ribbing. So let's go ahead and chain 3. So from chaining 3, we are going to turn our work again. From this point, we are now going to be making the granny stitches. It's optional. In case you want to change your color from here, you go ahead and change. But I'm going to do 1 row of black, then I'm going to switch my colors from there. So if you are following my color palette, let's continue with this color. If you decided to change your color, in case you are using 3 colors or 4 colors, and you wanted to switch it up a little bit, it's okay. So in this first stitch, we are going to make 2 double crochets and chain 2, and we skip 2 and make 2 more double crochets, and that's going to be the pattern. In the same stitch, chain 2 again and make 2 more double crochets in the same stitch, and repeat this pattern for the whole of this row. Granny stitches, yeah, that's what we call them. So go ahead and do this till we reach here. So this is where I am. I have 2 left, so I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch on top here. In case you have 3, don't kill yourself, just chain 2 and also slip stitch, okay? So it's not a crime. So let's go ahead and slip stitch from here, okay, and slip stitch here. Instead of chaining 3 and turning your work, we're just going to be slip stitching into the next space. So we are already in this space, right? This is where we are going to be switching our next color. Mine is black, yellow, red. You already know that. So from here, let's go ahead and attach your next color. This is the easiest way to attach yarn. It's very easy. And chain 3, okay? Pull this and cut off the other yarn, the black yarn. And from there we are going to continue with our granny stitch pattern, just putting 2 in the first space and chain 2, put 2 in the next space. So this is what we are going to be repeating. So let me go ahead and take you through this second row so that I can leave you guys to get your desired crotch area part. So go ahead and finish up this row. I'll meet you as we are finishing this one. So guys, this is where I am. So you should also be here if you're doing the same thing I'm doing, unless you went and did something else. So go ahead and chain 2, slip stitch on top of the chain 3. Of course you can count 1 2 3, but for me I can just identify it because yeah, it's just like part of me now. So go ahead and just slip stitch once. I want to explain this very slowly. And slip stitch twice and slip stitch here. So in case you wanted to change your color, you can change from here, chain 3 and continue with the pattern. But in case you still want to go with another row of yellow like mine, we can go ahead and first do 1 more yellow, then we go to red, and we do red, we go to black. So this is the pattern we are going to be following for the next, because we need 15 lines. So right now we have 1 2 rows of granny stitches, but we need a total of 15. So we are going to go ahead and do this for 14 more rows, okay? Go ahead and do this for 14 more rows and we work on our crotch area. So in case you wanted to make a dress, okay, you're just going to go ahead and continue with this pattern until you get the length of your dress, right? And you just first wait, let me show you. You just make this chain a chain of approximately 150. It can be 150 and above, but let it be 150. And go ahead and decide which side do you want your rope to come out from. I would prefer in front. This is the top part. So go ahead and just put your identify the waistband and get in the middle. Put your work together like this. Identify the middle of your work in case it's here. Like this one is very easy to identify. Just go on the black one and pick the middle of the black. That is automatically your middle, and just enter underneath. Okay, and go underneath too with this, just pulling and pushing it inside, pulling it out underneath too, pushing it inside until you reach this other part, then you pull. Let me do it too. And if in case you also want to make the short, you can also go ahead and do it at this point. It's going to be a lot easier than when you've already made the short. Okay, go ahead and make that long chain of 150, and we do it so that it does not disturb us when we are already making the crochet area. Let's do it together. So guys, this is what I was talking about, exactly this. Go ahead and pull this and you see what you'll get. So this is what we are going to be having in case you pull. You notice we use the circumference of our hip area. So when you pull this, you will get your waist size. You can pull it to your waist. It can go up to as small as that. So whatever waist size you have, don't worry, you're going to be able to acquire it with your rope. So go ahead and make your dress and tag me. Please tag me on my page, Lena Crochets. I want to see it. And for us, we are going to continue making the short. Let's go ahead and continue as we wish a safe journey to our people who are going to be making the dress. Go ahead and good luck in achieving your dress. I hope you make something that you desire. So from here we are going to be placing 2 double crochets after slip stitching, of course. Okay, chain 2 and placing 2 more double crochets. So go ahead and repeat this pattern for 14 more. Okay, this is 1 2, this is the 13th, this is the 3rd, I mean. So go ahead and repeat this until you make 15. Okay, this is 1 2 3, so you're still left with 12 more to make 15. So go ahead and repeat that until you reach 15 so that we work on our crochet area. See you then. So guys, I'm approaching my last row like this. I'm slip stitching on top of the chain 3. So this is all I'll be needing. Let's double check so that we find that it's okay. Let's just double check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So I did 15 more rows. So I hope you did that too, because 15 is the one that gives you the right coverage from your waist to your lower butt area. That is what 15 covers. So if you did 14, then just because you're lazy, you have to go ahead and finish up to 15 to give you the right coverage. So we're going to be cutting our yarn from this part, and we are going to be now working on the crochet area. So for our crochet area, we are going to be folding our work into 2. Make sure you put them half, like do this. Make sure these parts are perfectly aligned. Get the real middle part of your work. You don't want your crochet area to be unbalanced, where the other side is bigger than this side. So go ahead and get like mine is perfectly aligned. There's no way I can fail to get my crochet area like this. So okay, first wait, let me make sure I am. So this is the middle of my work. This is the exact middle of my work when I align them together. So this is what I'll be needing, exactly this part. So go ahead and put your stitch marker, if you have, around this part. To be sure, you can go ahead and count, you know, those beginners who have not yet made many pieces, you know, you can feel like you have not yet you have not mastered the art, you can go ahead and recount. But otherwise, if you've been here for some time crocheting, you can just determine it very easily. So let's go ahead and make a slip knot. Oh, we're still on the yellow color. Let's go ahead and make a slip knot, okay, and attach it in that space. You can double check if it's really the middle part. Yeah, it is the middle part of mine. Yeah, I think I'm now sure. You can attach your yarn there in the middle, put some marker on the other side. Let me use red yarn to mark my other side so that I don't get confused. Okay, so we are attaching here. So when we attach here, we are going to be chaining 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is to cater for our crotch area. So this is important. If you're fat, you can chain up to 8 or 9, but if you're not so fat, 6 is enough. So go ahead and chain 3 more after covering the last chain. Make 2 double crochets in that first stitch, chain 2 and skip 2, make 2 more double crochets in the, I hope I'm doing it on camera, in the next chain, chain 2 and skip 2, make 2 more double crochets. By then we are going to be somewhere here, so make 2 more double crochets in that part. Okay, this is what we are going to be having. So we are going to chain 2 and go immediately in the next chain 2 space. We'll have something like this and continue this pattern until you reach your next stitch marker. That is where I'll show you what needs to be done. When we reach there, go ahead and do this until we reach here on our stitch marker. So I've reached my other stitch marker, it's around here, so I'm just going to double crochet here. Okay, let me double crochet here first. I'll double crochet here and I will be on my stitch marker because it's just in the middle of this. Okay, this is what we have. So from here we are going to be chaining 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cover the last chain, cover the last chain. I hope I'm doing it on camera. Cover the last chain and double crochet twice in that covered chain and chain 2, skip 2 and double crochet again in this part, skip 2 and do the same, double crochet in that last chain twice. It's a very repetitive pattern, very repetitive actually, but just having a few parts that can confuse you if you don't pay attention. So we are there. If you noticed, we would have something like this. So from here I want you to turn and go back. We are going to be switching our yarn color from here because I noticed that we made a mistake, a small mistake, but let's correct it together. So from here we were supposed to switch our yarn color. Let me switch it first and I come back. Let me do it on camera. So I'm just going to be attaching my yarn somewhere there on top of that chain, that double crochet, somewhere here. This is what I'll be having. So go ahead and cut off, and we already chained 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's 6. Chain 3 more and repeat that process. We had already done this. Go ahead and do that in case you wanted to change your color too. So this is what I was trying to explain. From here we are just going to go back. Okay, we are going to go back the same way we came. We are not going on the other side yet for now. Let's just chain 2 and continue going on the other side. Okay, I noticed that if I overextend I would be off camera, so continue this until you reach the other side we started from. Okay, so I'm approaching the last part from this. Go ahead and just identify the chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and double crochet on top of it like that. Okay, this is what we are going to be having. 1 here and 2 this side. Okay, so from here just yarn over, cut off your yarn, go ahead and get your other color on the other side, that is yellow, because we are done working on this side. Okay, on this side we are now going on the other side we had not yet worked on. So we are going to be attaching our yarn from this side. Okay, we will attach our yarn from here and we are going to go down like this and reach here, then come back. Instead of ending on top here, we are not going to be going up to half, we will stop somewhere here. So let's go ahead and do that. Make a slip knot, attach your yarn here on top of that chain 3. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Attach your yarn and chain 3, turn your work, and we are going to be already having holes to work on, so we are working on this side, right? I'm trying to explain this in the best way I can do, but in case you are not picking, just go ahead and rewind or do anything, put it on slow motion or whatever you can do to make sure that you get it. Okay, it's a bit confusing, so please just try and make sure you get it. So from here we are going to be going straight there, okay, in this hole and chaining 2, getting into that hole, okay, with 2 more double crochets. This is what we are going to be having. Okay, so chain 2 and continue going down. When you reach here, make sure you enter this. Okay, don't go direct here. Okay, first enter this point, this part. Let me try to put it close a bit. So this part we're just going to yarn over and enter here. Okay, this is what we are going to have, and chain 2 and enter this hole, then continue up to the other side. Okay, that is what I wanted to explain. So chain 2 and continue. going down until you reach this part, until you reach the top here. This is where we are going. Okay, so I'm here again. I decided to zoom so that I show you what exactly I'm going to be doing. So when you reach here, don't go straight here. Okay, yarn over, chain 2 and yarn over, enter in the middle part. You notice this part, right? This red part, just enter opposite here and make 2 double crochets. This is going to prevent you from making space on your work. Okay, go here, then chain 2, go into the space. Okay, you can now go into the space and finish up from there. Those are the only 2 tricky parts. So to avoid those spaces that could have been left here, that is what I suggest you do. Okay, let's finish up and switch our yarn color, of course. Sorry, my yarn is twisted. And here with a double crochet like that. Then from here we are going to be switching our yarn color. Make your slip knot and attach your yarn there. Then chain 3, cut off the other yarn color. So we are going to be going back down, but the only difference with this is that we are not going to be proceeding up to up. We are going to be stopping somewhere. So go ahead and just yarn over and do the same thing until you reach this point. Let me show you. This is where we are going to be stopping. We are stopping here. Okay, we are not going to reach here. We are stopping here. Go ahead and do that. So I'm approaching our stopping point, which is this. Yarn over, place your last 2 double crochets in that hole and just slip stitch here. This is where we are slip stitching. We are not going to be proceeding up to up. This is where we are stopping. Okay, just here. Go ahead and yarn over and cut off your yarn like that. Then this is what we are going to be having. This is what we are going to be having. This is what we were trying to make. Okay, it is going to help us to make our romper. This is what we have. It's a bit disorganized, but it's the way it's supposed to be. So go ahead and get this from inside. Choose your wrong area. So this is going to be my outside area. So just put your hand inside and pull them like this and attach them together, and use single crochet stitches to attach these two. Just put your yarn like this. I'm hurrying because I don't want the video to be so long, and just align them. We are going to cut off those extra strands later. Just leave them for now and just double crochet. Okay, single crochet I mean. Join these two with single crochets in any way you desire. You can use a darning needle, it's also okay. It is just about joining the two. It's not a must that you use single crochets, but I'm just going to use single crochets since it's the simplest stitch to use. So I'm done with that. Take that back inside and we will have joined it together. Okay, so we are going to be working now from here. It's just a repetitive process to the length you want your work to be. Okay, you can even make it up to down a romper, or you can stop somewhere there. You can make it a short something, you know, just attach your yarn here, get these two and attach your yarn just in a position where you feel you're comfortable, and chain 3, then repeat this process, double crochet until you reach where you started. I'll show you what to do when you reach there. So I'm approaching where I started from. This is my last hole, and I'm going to chain 2 and repeat what I did for the previous rows. Just slip stitch, then slip stitch once, slip stitch twice, slip stitch twice in this space, like that. Okay, I think I made a mistake. Okay, slip stitch twice and slip stitch in this space, then you can switch your yarn from here, black, yellow, red. So I'm going for black again. I'm attaching my yarn at this point, just the normal way we have been doing in the previous rows. So go ahead and attach your yarn and repeat this process. Okay, repeat this process for as long as you want your work to look. Go ahead and just repeat. Okay, go around this row. When you go around, you'll reach here, slip stitch here, slip stitch twice into this space, chain 3, go around. You can make it as long as you want, it's just your choice. So from there we are going to be doing the ribbing. So in case you made it long, like a long jumpsuit, you won't be needing the ribbing. But in case you make it short, okay, this is the ribbing we are going to be using. Okay, when you get your desired length, just chain 3, make 3 double crochets in this hole, okay, and slip stitch in the next hole, chain 3, make 3 double crochets in this hole, and slip stitch in the next hole, chain 3, make 3 double crochets in this hole, and slip stitch in this hole. So this is going to be our ribbing, our final ribbing when you're done with your length, right? So right now you're not yet done. Go ahead and repeat your desired length, and when you're done, just go ahead and do that ribbing. You'll be done. And when you finish one side, just rewind the video and go and attach your yarn again on the other side. Repeat the same thing. It is just the same process. Just repeat it round until you get your desired length. Okay, so see you when you're done. I'll show you what I did to finish up my rows. It's very simple, really. It's very simple. Go ahead and do that. I'm sure you've already mastered how to do it, because if you can make from here to here, making from here to somewhere there won't really disturb you a lot. See you then when you're done with your beautiful romper, and yeah, I'll show you mine. So guys, I finished this a bit late, but this is what I did. Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more and give it a thumbs up in case you like what we have here. So guys, see you in the next tutorial.